This is Brendan Gully with OC Canine Coaching here in sunny Orange County, California. We are going to show you some new ways to train your dogs with the clicker, like I mentioned before in my previous video, and have some fun while we're doing it. All right, ready to go? Most of these problems you're having are not because your dog is dominating or trying to be in charge or being alpha. Realistically, you're having a lack of communication in your training, if you're training at all. And realize this, you are always training. If you're at work, you're at home, whatever you're doing, your dog is learning something. If it's in a crate or if it's peeing on your carpet, it's learning something. One of those two things, or maybe more. So let me go back into what I did in my previous video and show you how I prefer to communicate with my animals, my dogs. And that's through a simple device called a clicker. It's a $5 piece of plastic and metal. It makes a simple sound, but that sound never deviates. It's always going to be the same sound for my dogs, and once I've trained them, they're always going to pick back up on it real quickly. So let me show how I can curtail some of these problems without having to dominate and force my dogs, and use a simple marker or a communication tool to tell them exactly what I want and have fun. We are working on training dogs here, and I want to point out one thing here is, how would you rather train your dog, with a click or a crack? And I mean crack by a leash correction, or a crack, let's say something that is aversive to your dog, something that scares your dog, makes them want to shut down, says, I don't want to train anymore. I mean, that's what I would do if you popped me on the neck. So I'm giving you an option. I'm giving you a way to communicate with your dog that is simple, costs you $5 and some bag of treats, that lets you understand, lets your dog and you understand together what that you're looking for. So let me do a little bit of demonstration here, especially on, let's say, leash etiquette. I get called all the time for this. Dogs pull, I have to figure out what my options are. I have a consequence and I have a reward. Basically, they're the same thing, but here's the deal. I'm gonna make him positive. So let's watch this. Charlie, let's go, come on. Instead of me encouraging him to pull, Charlie, I wanna reward something simple as just attention. Hey, buddy. Good boy. Charlie, let's turn around. Charlie. So every bit of attention I get, I want to make sure I'm clearly marking with the clicker and rewarding on time. Ready, Charlie? Good boy. Charlie. Movement towards me. That's not away from me. That's not pulling, is it? No. How about you? Oh, look how much he wants to move with me. All of a sudden he realizes how clear I'm communicating. And that's essentially what I'm trying to tell you, is that you do not need to use force. As you've noticed, I haven't even touched the leash yet. Charlie's basically been on his own, and I've been controlling him by just moving around him. So this is one of the methods that I would use with your dog to train him not to pull on leash, and I would encourage you to look into it. All right, so we got another problem here, right? Jumping. Jumping up on people is probably one of the top 3 reasons I get called into your home. Every guest that comes in, every family member, every small child you have, your dog wants to greet them, and they want to greet them in one way, in the face. They want to find out why can't we get to you? Because we're proportionally wrong. We're supposed to be down low like this, and you can see what happens as soon as I get down. They want some attention. Now, what did I just do? I reinforced that by touching and encouraging my dog Kismet to do it, which she just did. So the opposite is such. Kismet, I get down again. Jump up. What I do, I get up immediately. I stop it. Where does she go? Away. Kismet, come up, off. I click the second I feel her feet are on the floor. That's one way that I communicate with her very clearly. To stop jumping is to mark the right behavior, and that is not jumping. All 4 on the floor. Kismet, ready? Up, off. Very good girl. And I taught her all this right through the clicker training. All right, so we're back again, and I want to emphasize that clicking is not hard. And I want to show you very systematically how easy it is, so you're not overwhelmed, because it really is a simple device and a simple method. All you're doing is giving your dog a simple communication tool, and that is this. It never changes, like I mentioned before. So, Kismet, when I first probably come to your house, let's say you're going to ask for several things. I want this, and this, all these things fixed. But first thing I have to do is find a way for your dog to pay attention. And that's exactly what Kismet is doing right now, is paying attention. Now, Kismet, the way I built this is by marking the behaviors that I wanted initially as foundation skills. So very slowly, let me show you how this is done. 1, my delivery method, right to her face. None of this stuff down here where I lose her attention. I don't want to keep, missing the point. So Kismet, the second I get what I want, I deliver. My delivery method needs to be under a second. I'm aiming for half a second. I don't want to be pointing this laser everywhere. I want to be calm. Right there. That's what I want to deliver. Kismet, sit that fast. Now, I want to bring this up again. I mentioned a click or a crack. The timing was so perfect there that I would rather you use the clicker to mark what you did. Make a mistake. God forbid, it won't ruin anything. But one wrong time, misuse, aversive crack on the neck might just make your dog think maybe training isn't for me. Thanks for hanging out this time, and we hope to see you again soon on America's Television Network.